Hello, good evening and welcome. Shalom, assalamu alaikum. It is July 2010. My name is Alexander Barron. I'm an independent researcher based in London, England, and this is Internet Sermon number 8 from me. I've made this short video to combat the pernicious lying propaganda of the Reprieve organisation about convicted murderess Linda Carty. At times I feel like I'm the only person in Britain who is publishing factually accurate information about this bizarre though totally non-controversial murder case. Linda Carty is portrayed by Reprieve all over YouTube and the mainstream media as a fine, upstanding former Sunday school teacher who was framed by vicious drug dealers for a crime she did not commit and then failed by a useless lawyer. Reprieve have recruited a small galaxy of female celebrities to fight Carty's corner and mislead the public. All media outlets, even the BBC, parrot the Reprieve line uncritically, when a few keystrokes reveal a totally different Linda Carty from the cuddly granny image they perpetuate. This is a woman who has been convicted by a jury and whose conviction has been upheld by 2 tribunals of appeal. Bear in mind this is a murder case, not a thought crime or something with a political angle. Much has been made of Carty's British citizenship. At best this is purely technical. Carty moved to the United States from a home on the Caribbean island St Kitts in the early 1980s. St Kitts has been independent since 1983, and Carty herself is a de facto American citizen. She has been portrayed as an abused woman, even a battered woman. One of the claims that's been touted about her is that she was raped in a car park in 1988, became pregnant and gave up the baby for adoption the following year. She certainly had a baby and gave it up for adoption. It remains to be seen though if an intelligent young woman, a student at Houston University, would have given birth after being impregnated by a rapist, especially as she does not appear to have reported this alleged crime, according to Houston police. Even if this claim were true, it remains to be seen what relevance a rape in 1988 would have to a murder committed more than a decade later. In 2007, David Rose, a so-called investigative journalist for one of the British heavies, interviewed Carty in prison, and she told him, "I had been dating this guy, a Jamaican, and apparently he was a big-time drug dealer, which was something I had no prior knowledge of, although maybe I didn't pay attention to the signs. The DEA wanted him, the cops wanted him, and the only way they could do that was to have someone on the inside." This is her spiel about how she became an informant for the Drug Enforcement Agency. Rose went all the way to Texas to hear this, and then published it uncritically. I went all the way to the website of the Texas Court of Appeal, and here is what I found there. In 1992, Carty was arrested for auto theft when she rented a car that she never paid for or returned. To rent the car, Carty identified herself as an FBI agent, although the FBI also investigated her for impersonating an officer. Carty pleaded guilty and was placed on a 10-year term of probation. The state agreed to dismiss the auto theft charge if Carty would act as an informant. Although she provided information leading to 2 arrests, her supervising officer concluded that she was an uncontrollable informant. Her service came to an end when she was arrested on drug charges. Reading between the lines, after she was arrested, Carty, who just happened to be studying pharmacology, volunteered her services as a snitch to save her from jail. Stealing a car is not that high in the criminal hierarchy, but that coupled with posing as an FBI agent meant that she was looking at a certain jail sentence and possibly even deportation. The DEA agreed to her suggestion and ended up regretting it. This is a finding of fact by a legally constituted court, and is to be given greater weight than the self-serving whinings of a convicted murderess trying desperately to save her skin. The crime for which Carty was convicted was a bizarre, unnecessary and cruel murder of the young mother of a 4-day-old baby. If her co-defendants had been as ruthless as her, 2 other people would have been murdered also. Don't take my word for it, check out what the court said. Carty planned this crime. She recruited the people who carried out the robbery and kidnapped Joanna Rodriguez, and when this poor woman was trussed up like a turkey in the trunk of a car, Carty herself smothered her with a plastic bag. Along with Reprieve, some of Carty's other supporters are just as willfully oblivious to her guilt, and in their own way just as ruthless. When I exposed Carty on Facebook, I found my account suspended. One, possibly two members of a group supporting Carty had reported me to the site, claiming I was posting under a false name. It took me weeks to get my account restored. Later I found myself excluded from the group. For me, that is most telling. Carty's supporters don't care about the truth. Like her, they will lie, lie, lie in order to dupe the public and to shut up anyone who exposes their lies. Don't be taken in, don't be fooled, and don't send any money to Reprieve for Clive Stafford Smith and his gang to waste on jaunt to the Caribbean disguised as fact-finding missions. Finally, if you want to see what a real miscarriage of justice looks like, check out my Michael Stone website. You'll find a link in my notes below.